In a world that often feels noisy and chaotic, we can find solace in silence. It's easy to think that withdrawing from the noise, being silent or simply holding back, is the key to mastering life's challenges. Silence seems like a noble pursuit, a refuge from the storm. But what if I told you that while silence has its place, it's not enough to lead a life of purpose and fulfillment? In fact, true strength and growth come not from passive quietude, but from action. Specifically, action that is deliberate, informed, and guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy championed by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, teaches us that the power to shape our lives lies in how we respond to the world around us. It's not about retreating into silence or avoiding the world. Rather, it's about embracing it fully, but with clarity, self-control, and purpose. Stoicism encourages us to act, not out of impulse, but from a place of deep understanding and inner strength. In fact, Stoicism shows us how to make thoughtful choices in the face of adversity, take action when the world seems out of control, and live with an unwavering sense of virtue and courage. This philosophy isn't about retreating from life's problems or silencing our voices when things get tough. It's about choosing how we respond and ensuring that our actions align with our highest values. Stoics believe that the only thing truly within our control is our own behavior and decisions, and it's this mindset that empowers us to take bold, meaningful steps forward regardless of external circumstances. When we adopt Stoic principles, silence isn't an escape. It's a space for reflection that fuels the clarity and strength needed to take action. Imagine being able to face life's challenges with a calm mind, taking proactive steps to improve yourself and your world, instead of being paralyzed by fear, uncertainty, or confusion. That's the power of Stoicism. It offers not just a way to endure life's difficulties, but a roadmap to thriving through them. So, if you're tired of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of how to move forward, it's time to explore how Stoicism can empower you to do more. If you've ever wondered how silence alone can hold you back from your true potential, this article is for you. In the following sections, we'll dive into how Stoicism doesn't just teach you to endure. It teaches you to act with purpose, embrace challenges as opportunities, and ultimately shape your destiny. Don't forget to like, comment, and share if you believe it's time to take action and move beyond the quiet. Together, let's unlock the power of Stoicism and create a life that speaks louder than silence. 1. Embracing the dichotomy of control. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, a simple yet powerful principle that separates what is within our control from what is beyond it. In a world that constantly bombards us with external challenges, emotions, and unforeseen events, the dichotomy of control offers a clear framework for focusing our energy where it truly matters. And perhaps most importantly, it empowers us to act with purpose rather than passively accepting whatever life throws our way. At its heart, the dichotomy of control teaches that there are only two things we can truly control: our own thoughts and actions. Everything else, whether it's the actions of others, the outcomes of our efforts, or even the passing of time, is beyond our control. This distinction may sound simple, but it is life-changing. When we focus our attention on things within our control, we free ourselves from the frustration and anxiety that arise from trying to manipulate or worry about things we cannot influence. For example, consider how we often react to situations outside of our control, such as a traffic jam, a colleague's negative attitude, or a change in the economy. These external events stir up emotions, stress, frustration, and helplessness, and we often find ourselves passively enduring them, stuck in a reactive state. Stoicism, however, urges us to recognize that we cannot control these events, and instead of giving in to negative emotions, we should focus on what we can control, our response. By embracing the dichotomy of control, we begin to recognize that the only thing we truly have power over is how we choose to act. This doesn't mean we ignore challenges or resign ourselves to helplessness. It means that we act with intention, making decisions based on what is in our power and aligning our actions with our values. For example, if faced with a challenging situation at work, instead of dwelling on how the situation is unfair or how others are behaving, we focus on how we can respond in a way that reflects our character, such as choosing to remain calm, find a solution, or communicate more effectively. This mindset shift from reaction to intentional action is what empowers Stoics to do more. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change or hoping that others will act differently, Stoicism teaches us to take control of our own behavior and mindset. It's a call to action, one that invites us to step up and take responsibility for our own lives. The dichotomy of control also leads to a deeper sense of inner peace. When we accept that we cannot control everything, we stop wasting energy on futile efforts to change things beyond our reach. Instead, we invest that energy in improving ourselves, taking action, and contributing meaningfully to the things that matter most. This sense of focus and clarity allows us to move forward with greater confidence, knowing that we are aligned with what we can influence and at peace with what we cannot. Ultimately, embracing the dichotomy of control is a radical way to shift from a passive observer of life to an active participant. It frees us from the paralysis of overthinking, the despair of hopelessness, and the frustration of feeling out of control. By accepting what is and acting with wisdom on what we can change, Stoicism empowers us to do more, becoming the architects of our own lives, regardless of external chaos. 2. Cultivating inner strength through virtue. One of the most powerful aspects of Stoicism is its focus on cultivating personal virtue as the foundation for a strong, purposeful life. In the Stoic worldview, virtue, embodied in wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is the ultimate goal. Stoics believe that by developing these virtues, we can navigate life's challenges with strength and resilience, taking consistent action rather than falling into passive inaction or mere survival mode. Virtue isn't just an abstract idea for Stoics. It's a practical, actionable framework for living a life of meaning. The idea is that true happiness and fulfillment come not from external circumstances, but from living in alignment with our highest moral principles. For example, courage isn't just about facing physical danger. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult or unpopular. Wisdom is about making decisions based on reason and a deep understanding of the world around us. Justice is about acting fairly and with integrity, and temperance is about mastering our desires and emotions so that they don't control us. When you actively pursue these virtues, you begin to strengthen your inner character. Instead of relying on external validation or outcomes to determine your worth, Stoicism teaches you to cultivate internal strength that's independent of the world around you. This focus on virtue empowers you to take decisive action in the face of uncertainty, knowing that your actions are guided by what is right, rather than by fleeting emotions or temporary desires. For instance, imagine you're facing a difficult decision at work. Perhaps you're being asked to cut corners or compromise your values for the sake of expediency. A Stoic would turn to their virtues for guidance. By acting with wisdom, you would carefully consider the long-term consequences of your decision. By acting with courage, you would do what's right, even if it's uncomfortable or comes with short-term challenges. By acting with justice, you would treat others fairly and keep your integrity intact. Through temperance, you would resist the impulse to act hastily or out of emotion. This alignment with virtue doesn't just make you a better person, it empowers you to take bold, meaningful actions. Instead of sitting in silence or indecision, Stoicism encourages you to act with purpose, even when faced with fear, uncertainty, or adversity. When your decisions are based on virtue, you are guided by a clear compass, which makes it easier to take action confidently, knowing that your path is aligned with your values. Moreover, cultivating virtue means that you are constantly growing and improving. Unlike the fleeting satisfaction of external success or material gain, virtue is something that deepens over time. It doesn't rely on external validation, but on your own continuous effort to live according to your best self. This gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when external conditions are challenging. So, how do you begin cultivating this inner strength? Start by identifying one or two virtues you'd like to develop more fully, whether it's courage, wisdom, or justice, and commit to incorporating them into your daily decisions. Over time, you'll notice that these virtues become more ingrained in your actions, empowering you to act with purpose and integrity, even in the face of adversity. What virtues do you find most challenging to practice in your life? How might developing them help you take more purposeful action? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about how we can cultivate our inner strength through virtue. 3. Reframing challenges as opportunities. One of the most empowering lessons Stoicism offers is the ability to reframe challenges and obstacles not as threats, but as opportunities for growth and improvement. Life is filled with difficulties, setbacks, and unexpected twists. But Stoics teach us that the way we perceive and respond to these challenges determines their impact on our lives. Instead of viewing adversity as something to avoid or fear, Stoicism encourages us to see it as a chance to strengthen our character, sharpen our skills, and move closer to our goals. At the heart of this idea is the Stoic belief that external events are neither inherently good nor bad, they simply are. It's our interpretation of these events that gives them meaning. For example, imagine you're facing a difficult project at work, or perhaps you're going through a tough personal situation. Instead of focusing on the stress or the perceived unfairness of the situation, Stoicism teaches us to shift our perspective. Instead of seeing the challenge as something that limits us, we can reframe it as a chance to practice resilience, creativity, and problem-solving. This mindset shift is deeply empowering because it removes the sense of helplessness that often accompanies adversity. When we embrace challenges as opportunities, we move from a reactive stance, feeling overwhelmed and trapped by external events, to an active stance, where we see ourselves as capable of handling whatever comes our way. We stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks, and instead view them as stepping stones that can help us grow, learn, and refine our abilities. For instance, consider a situation where a colleague undermines you at work, or perhaps even takes credit for your ideas. The initial instinct might be frustration, anger, or a desire to retreat into silence. However, through the lens of Stoicism, we could reframe this challenge as an opportunity to develop greater emotional control, to practice patience and self-respect, and to take measured action that reflects our integrity. Instead of letting the situation dictate how we feel or react, we choose to use it as a catalyst for personal growth and resilience. Another example might be facing a significant setback in your career or personal life. Perhaps a business venture fails or a project falls short of expectations. Instead of falling into despair, Stoicism teaches us to reflect on what went wrong, learn from the experience, and apply those lessons to future endeavors. Each failure is an opportunity to become wiser, more adaptable, and better prepared for the next challenge. This reframing also helps us embrace discomfort. In Stoic thought, discomfort and adversity are not things to be avoided at all costs. They are a natural part of life's process and essential for growth. By shifting our mindset, we stop seeing difficult situations as something to fear or escape, and instead recognize them as part of our journey toward becoming our best selves. Whether it's pushing through a tough workout, taking on a challenging project, or dealing with personal difficulties, each moment of discomfort is a chance to build resilience and strength. By reframing challenges as opportunities, we stop feeling defeated by life's obstacles and start feeling empowered to act. Stoicism teaches us that we are not helpless in the face of adversity. Instead, we can choose how to respond, grow from it, and move forward with even more clarity and purpose. How have you reframed challenges in your life? Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation on how we can use obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger and achieve more. 4. Practicing mindful reflection and self-awareness. One of the key aspects of Stoicism that empowers you to take action is the practice of mindful reflection and self-awareness. Stoicism teaches that in order to act with clarity and purpose, we must first understand ourselves, our thoughts, emotions, and reactions, so we can choose how to respond to life's challenges. Instead of being driven by impulse or external circumstances, self-awareness helps us pause, reflect, and act from a place of reason, wisdom, and control. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos around us. We may react impulsively to stress, conflict, or pressure without fully considering the consequences of our actions. Stoicism encourages us to slow down and take a step back before responding. By practicing mindful reflection, we create the space needed to think through our choices and ensure they align with our values and goals. This gives us the clarity and confidence to make decisions that are not only thoughtful, but also purposeful. The process of mindful reflection involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Rather than suppressing or ignoring uncomfortable feelings, Stoics teach us to acknowledge them and examine their sources. Why am I feeling anxious or frustrated? Is this reaction based on something within my control, or is it stemming from external circumstances? By understanding the root causes of our emotions, we can gain insight into our values, motivations, and thought patterns, which empowers us to act in alignment with our true intentions. For example, imagine you're facing a difficult situation at work. Perhaps a colleague is undermining you, or you're dealing with a challenging project. Without self-awareness, it's easy to react emotionally, maybe by becoming defensive, angry, or withdrawn. However, by practicing mindfulness, you can pause and reflect on the situation. You might ask yourself, what's really bothering me here? Is it my pride, fear of failure, or something else? How can I respond in a way that reflects my values and supports my long-term goals? This kind of reflection doesn't mean you're avoiding or suppressing emotions. It means you're taking the time to process them so that they don't control your actions. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions are not inherently good or bad. It's how we use them that matters. By cultivating self-awareness, we become more in tune with our inner state and better equipped to respond rationally. Even in the face of intense emotions, mindful reflection also allows us to learn from our experiences. After facing a difficult situation, Stoicism encourages us to take time to reflect on our actions, what went well, what didn't, and what we can do differently next time. This continuous cycle of self-examination helps us grow wiser and more resilient, enabling us to handle future challenges with greater skill and understanding. Ultimately, practicing mindful reflection and self-awareness helps us live more intentionally. Instead of reacting mindlessly to life's ups and downs, we act with purpose, guided by a clear sense of who we are and what we want to achieve. By embracing this Stoic practice, we unlock the ability to act with greater control, insight, and confidence. Have you ever taken time to reflect on your thoughts and actions before responding to a situation? How has this practice helped you make more thoughtful decisions? Share your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on how Stoicism can empower you to take control of your life and live with purpose. Let's continue the conversation and grow together. 5. Developing a rational response to emotions. One of the most valuable tools Stoicism offers for taking action is the ability to develop a rational response to emotions. In life, emotions are unavoidable. They come in waves, sometimes intense and overwhelming, influencing how we think and behave. However, Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control our initial emotional responses, we can control how we choose to act upon them. By developing a rational response to our emotions, we gain the power to navigate life's challenges with calmness, clarity, and purpose, rather than being swept away by impulse. Stoicism is built on the idea that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Emotions, as natural and valid as they are, don't have to dictate our actions. A core tenet of Stoicism is the practice of self-control, recognizing emotions as they arise, but not allowing them to cloud our judgment or decision-making. Instead of reacting impulsively in anger, frustration, or fear, we can pause, reflect, and then respond thoughtfully. Take, for example, a situation where you receive negative feedback from a colleague or boss. Your first emotional reaction might be anger or embarrassment, and you might be tempted to lash out or defend yourself impulsively. However, Stoicism teaches us to take a step back, recognize our emotions without judgment, and then evaluate how best to respond. Instead of reacting emotionally, we can focus on the constructive aspects of the feedback and use it as an opportunity for growth. By responding rationally, we maintain our composure and are able to take actions that align with our long-term goals, rather than letting short-term emotions dictate our behavior. This process of developing a rational response requires practice, but over time, it becomes easier to identify when we are being driven by emotions rather than reason. Stoicism suggests a simple yet powerful technique for doing this: negative visualization. This involves imagining worst-case scenarios in advance so that when challenges arise, we are better prepared to manage our emotional responses. By mentally rehearsing possible difficulties, we reduce the power that emotions like fear or frustration have over us when those challenges actually happen. For instance, if you're preparing for a difficult conversation or confrontation, you might visualize potential outcomes and mentally rehearse how you would respond in a calm, measured way. This allows you to respond more rationally when the moment arrives, rather than being caught off guard by overwhelming emotions. Through this process, we not only gain emotional control, but also become more resilient. We learn that we don't need to fear emotions or try to suppress them. Rather, we learn to accept and manage them in a way that doesn't undermine our goals or values. Emotions, when recognized and managed wisely, can be a source of strength and clarity, allowing us to act with purpose in any situation. If you've ever struggled with letting emotions dictate your actions, Stoicism offers a powerful framework to help you regain control. By developing a rational response to emotions, you can start taking action that is aligned with your values, not your impulses. Have you ever found yourself reacting emotionally in a situation and later regretting it? How might Stoic principles of emotional control help you respond more rationally in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on how Stoicism can help you live with greater purpose and wisdom. Let's continue learning and growing together. 6. Focusing on progress, not perfection. In the fast-paced, high-pressure world we live in, there's often an unspoken expectation that we must be perfect, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal achievements. However, one of the most empowering aspects of Stoicism is the philosophy's emphasis on progress, not perfection. Stoics encourage us to focus on continuous improvement rather than striving for an unattainable ideal of flawlessness. This mindset shift allows us to take consistent action, reduce stress, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. Perfection, by its very nature, is elusive and often paralyzing. The pressure to be perfect can lead to procrastination, self-doubt, and frustration, as we fear making mistakes or not measuring up to others' expectations. Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of perfection is not only unrealistic, but also counterproductive. Instead of fixating on an idealized version of success, Stoics suggest that we focus on progress, small, incremental steps forward that compound over time. Take, for example, someone working on a personal project or goal. Instead of aiming for a flawless outcome, Stoicism encourages us to focus on the process of improvement. Every step, no matter how small, is progress. Even if things don't go perfectly, each effort contributes to our growth. By measuring success in terms of progress rather than perfection, we can keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that each action, even mistakes, brings us closer to mastery. This mindset shift is incredibly empowering because it frees us from the fear of failure and perfectionism. When we focus on progress, we give ourselves permission to fail, learn, and adjust along the way. Mistakes are no longer seen as setbacks. They become valuable learning opportunities. Every challenge we face is simply a part of the journey toward becoming our best selves. In Stoicism, we're reminded that the process of self-improvement is ongoing. We are never finished. There is always room to grow, learn, and refine our approach. Instead of aiming for perfection, Stoics encourage us to reflect daily on our actions and mindset. How can we improve tomorrow? What can we learn from today? It's this continuous process of striving for betterment that leads to a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. For example, imagine you're working toward a fitness goal. Instead of obsessing over the perfect physique or setting yourself up for frustration by comparing yourself to others, focus on making progress. Celebrate small victories, whether it's adding a few more minutes to your workout, improving your diet, or simply staying consistent. Each small step is part of the larger journey, and over time, they will add up to significant improvement. By focusing on progress, we free ourselves from the paralyzing grip of perfectionism. We start to value effort, consistency, and self-reflection, which are all within our control. This mindset not only makes us more productive and effective, but also reduces anxiety and builds resilience. We realize that perfection is not the goal, growth and improvement are. Are you ready to embrace progress over perfection? What small steps can you take today toward continuous improvement? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on how Stoicism can help you take action, grow, and lead a more fulfilling life. Together, we can create a life focused on progress, not perfection. 7. Embracing the power of purposeful action. One of the most powerful ways Stoicism empowers us to do more is by encouraging us to act with purpose. In a world where distractions are endless and the pressure to be constantly busy is ever present, Stoicism reminds us that true fulfillment and productivity come not from being busy for the sake of it, but from aligning our actions with a clear sense of purpose. By embracing purposeful action, we take control of our lives and steer them in a direction that reflects our values and long-term goals. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that we should live in harmony with nature and reason. This means that every decision we make should be intentional and aligned with what we truly value, not driven by external expectations, distractions, or the pursuit of short-term pleasure. Purposeful action begins with clarity. What is your ultimate goal? What do you want to achieve in life? And what kind of person do you want to become? Once you have a clear vision, every action becomes an opportunity to move closer to that vision. For example, imagine you're working on a long-term project, whether it's building a business, improving your health, or mastering a new skill. Stoicism encourages you to focus on the why behind your actions, rather than getting bogged down by momentary setbacks or the feeling of being overwhelmed by all the tasks ahead. Stoicism teaches us to break down the journey into manageable, purposeful steps. With every small action, whether it's sending an email, completing a workout, or learning something new, you are contributing to your larger goal. Purposeful action isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistently doing what matters most, even when the task seems small or tedious. This intentionality also allows us to take full ownership of our time and energy. Instead of reacting mindlessly to external demands or distractions, we can actively choose where to focus our efforts. In today's world, it's all too easy to get caught up in the cycle of busy work, checking emails, attending unnecessary meetings, or dealing with non-urgent tasks that don't move us closer to our true objectives. Purposeful action allows us to cut through the noise, prioritize what's truly important, and take deliberate steps toward our goals. By embracing purposeful action, Stoicism also teaches us the power of consistency. You don't need to accomplish everything in one grand sweep. Instead, focus on showing up every day, making intentional progress, and trusting that these consistent efforts will eventually compound into significant results. When we act with purpose, even small actions become meaningful. Stoicism reminds us that it's not about waiting for the perfect moment or waiting for inspiration. It's about taking action right now with clarity and intent. Lastly, purposeful action strengthens our resilience. When we align our actions with our deeper values and long-term goals, setbacks feel less like roadblocks and more like temporary challenges to overcome. Every time we act with purpose, we build momentum, and our ability to stay focused and keep moving forward increases. In the face of adversity, Stoicism reminds us that our actions are within our control, and it is through deliberate, purposeful action that we gain the strength to overcome difficulties. Are you ready to take purposeful action in your own life? How can you start aligning your daily tasks with your deeper values and goals? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on how Stoicism can help you take meaningful action and live a more fulfilling life. Let's continue this journey of growth and purposeful living together. Conclusion: empowered by Stoicism. As we wrap up this exploration of how Stoicism empowers you to do more, remember that the true power lies not in silence or passive waiting, but in taking intentional, meaningful action in alignment with your values. By embracing principles like the dichotomy of control, cultivating virtues, reframing challenges, and practicing self-awareness, you equip yourself to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. The Stoic approach teaches us that every challenge, every setback, and every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to grow stronger and more resilient. As you continue on your journey, let Stoicism be the guiding compass that helps you act with purpose, make rational decisions, and move steadily toward your goals. Whether you're facing obstacles or celebrating progress, remember that progress, not perfection, is what truly matters. And as you develop a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, you will discover that you're capable of achieving far more than you ever imagined. Thank you for joining me on this Stoic journey. I'd love to hear how you plan to apply these principles in your own life. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one Stoic practice you'll start implementing today? And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more insights, and share it with others who could benefit from the power of Stoicism. Let's continue growing together. You find that the journey becomes easier and more natural. Detachment also frees you from the anxiety that often comes with uncertainty. We tend to fear what we cannot control, but this fear is often the result of our attachment to a specific outcome. When you detach, you start to realize that not everything is within your control, and that's okay. In fact, it's freeing. The more you accept uncertainty as a natural part of life, the more you start to embrace it with curiosity and openness. You learn to trust that, even if things don't go according to plan, you will still be okay, and that the detours and surprises along the way are often where the magic happens. When you detach from the need to control your future, you give yourself the freedom to live fully in the present. You stop worrying about what's coming next and start enjoying where you are. This sense of peace and flow makes you more resilient to life's challenges, and it makes you more adaptable when unexpected opportunities arise. Instead of being paralyzed by uncertainty, you begin to thrive in it, knowing that every moment brings the potential for something incredible. How has your ability to let go of control allowed you to embrace life's uncertainty? Have you experienced moments where detachment led to unexpected and exciting opportunities? Share your experiences in the comments below. If you found this perspective helpful, don't forget to like and share this article with someone who could benefit from learning how detachment helps us embrace life's beautiful unpredictability. 9. The power of inner peace. How detachment cultivates calm amidst chaos. In a world that constantly demands our attention, energy, and emotions, detachment offers a profound gift: inner peace. The relentless noise of modern life, the pressures of relationships, career, and social expectations can leave us feeling drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from ourselves. However, when we practice detachment, we create the space to cultivate deep, unshakable calm. This inner peace doesn't come from external circumstances, but from within, as we detach from the chaos and distractions around us. The more you practice detachment, the more you'll realize that your sense of tranquility doesn't depend on what's happening in the world around you. It depends on your ability to maintain peace within yourself. Detachment is often misunderstood as indifference or emotional coldness, but in reality, it is the key to emotional mastery. Detachment allows you to experience emotions without being swept away by them. It's about observing your thoughts and feelings without becoming attached to them, understanding that they are temporary and do not define you. When you detach from the urge to react emotionally to every external trigger, you build a resilient sense of inner calm that can weather even the most turbulent storms. You realize that you can't control everything that happens around you, but you can always control how you respond to it. Think of detachment as the practice of standing in the eye of a storm. On the outside, everything may be chaotic, loud, and unpredictable, but in the eye of the storm, there is stillness, peace, and clarity. When you detach emotionally, you place yourself in that calm center, no matter what is happening around you. This doesn't mean you stop caring or engaging. It means that your emotional state isn't governed by the external chaos. You can face challenges with clarity, resilience, and grace because you've cultivated an inner peace that nothing can disturb. This peace isn't passive, it's active and intentional. It comes from the daily practice of choosing not to let external circumstances dictate your emotional state. Instead of getting caught up in the whirlwind of demands, expectations, or frustrations, you allow yourself to pause, breathe, and let go. You recognize that much of what causes stress is our attachment to outcomes or fears about what might happen. Detachment frees you from this attachment, allowing you to embrace life as it comes, with all of its uncertainties and imperfections. When you live from a place of inner peace, you find that your relationships, your work, and your day-to-day life become much more manageable. You stop reacting from a place of panic or fear and start responding with a calm, centered perspective. This emotional stability naturally attracts others to you, as people are drawn to those who seem unflappable, who radiate confidence, calm, and clarity. Detachment, in essence, is the gateway to a peace that doesn't depend on the outside world, but is cultivated from within. How has detachment helped you find greater peace in your life? Have you experienced moments where letting go of external pressures allowed you to maintain calm in chaos? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you found this concept empowering, don't forget to like and share this article with someone who could benefit from learning how detachment creates lasting inner peace. Inclusion. Embracing the power of detachment for personal transformation. In conclusion, detachment isn't just about stepping back from people or situations. It's about stepping into your own power, embracing your own inner strength, and living life on your own terms. The journey of detachment is a path to personal freedom, emotional independence, and deeper, more meaningful relationships. When you detach, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities, a life where you are no longer ruled by the whims of external validation, but instead are guided by your own authentic desires and values. By practicing detachment, you begin to let go of the things that no longer serve you, whether that's unhealthy attachments to people, the need to control outcomes, or the weight of societal expectations. This liberation allows you to embrace uncertainty with grace, build stronger connections with others, and ultimately cultivate a profound sense of peace and well-being. It's not about abandoning the things you love, but about loving them without the fear of loss or the need for constant validation. The power of detachment is the ability to live life freely, authentically, and with clarity. It's about letting go of the things that hold you back so you can make space for the people, experiences, and opportunities that are truly meant for you. Remember, detachment doesn't make you cold or distant. It makes you emotionally resilient, confident, and deeply connected to the essence of who you are. So, I encourage you to reflect on the ways detachment can transform your life. How can you start embracing this powerful practice today? What areas of your life could benefit from a little more emotional freedom? I'd love to hear your thoughts, experiences, and insights in the comments below. If you found this message meaningful, don't forget to like and share it with anyone who might benefit from learning about the Stoic power of detachment. Thank you so much for watching, and may your journey toward emotional freedom and inner peace begin today. Keep growing, keep evolving, and remember, true power comes from within.